Let our comparison resume.
Just over a month ago, beloved mangaka writer Kentaro Miura sadly passed away. Now, I am unsure if this means Berserk is finished or if they're going to get a new writer, but we are not going to be discussing that right now. Now, if you watched my last video, you would know that this video is going to be me ranking all 5 of Guts' actors from worst to best. Now, normally if there are only 2 actors, I would just show who I preferred at the end of the video, just like I did for the Seiya comparison video. This will normally be the case for anime characters with 1 Japanese actor and 1 English actor, but since Guts has 5 actors, I thought it would be more fitting if I ranked them all in a separate video. Now, to be clear, these rankings are all my personal opinions, so if you agree or disagree, just let me know in the comments below. Now, without further ado, let's get on with it. Okay, at number 5 we have Michael Bell. Okay, a lot of you may consider Michael Bell a legend in the voice acting industry. I mean, he was the voice of Prowl, Sideswipe, and various other characters from the original Transformers series. He was also the voice of Duke from the G.I. Joe series, Quackerjack from the Disney's Darkwing Duck series, and so many other characters. But as for Guts, let's just say it's probably not a performance he'll be most remembered for. I'm not saying that the Sword of Berserk was Game of the Decade or anything, but Michael's voice and performance made Guts feel like a very watered down beast that we hardcore fans know him to be, therefore making Michael the weakest Guts, in my opinion. At number 4 we have Keiji Tang. Alright, we are not going to talk about how god-awful the animation was in Berserk 2016, but it surprisingly had a very respectable dub, despite all the original characters getting new actors who just somehow didn't live up to their predecessors. Guts is no exception. Although, to be fair, when it comes to all the actors who've worked for Funimation and Viz Media, Keiji is definitely one of the best choices to voice Guts. He has a deep voice, the snarky attitude he uses goes very well with the character. It's similar to what he used when he voiced Archer in Fate. The one big problem I have with Keiji's voice is that it becomes raspy every now and again, and it does get a bit annoying. Whenever I watched the show, I also got the feeling that Keiji really struggled to bring out Guts' rage. And this is a major problem since Guts is supposed to be the embodiment of rage. No more! Therefore, I put Keiji at number 4. At number 3, I put Nabutoshi Kana. Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to disagree with this choice, as you probably just watched the original Berserk in its original Japanese and accept Kana as the only Guts. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Kana definitely delivers a badass performance. For those of you who did not know, Kana is famous for voicing other great characters such as Kabuto from the Naruto franchise, Noitora Gilga from Bleach, and Lancer from the Fate franchise. Kana really brings out Guts' rage and inner turmoil pretty damn good, which you hear more of in the Millennium Falcon game, where we hear more of Kana as the Black Swordsman. The only problem I have with Kana's voice is that it's a bit too high-pitched for Guts, in my opinion, as you would naturally assume Guts to have a deeper voice, which makes me put Kana at number 3. At number 2, I have Heroki Iwanaga. Okay, first off, the deeper voice is definitely a big improvement, as it brings out the savage beast that Guts is. When I first heard Iwanaga's voice as Guts in the Golden Age arc films, I didn't find it much better, as his tone as Guts was pretty low, even during some of Guts' most violent moments. This all changed when I heard his performance in the 2016 series. The performance Iwanaga gave for Guts jumped from 3 to 10, as he gave a much deeper performance, filling Guts' voice full of rage and some sorrow, therefore earning him second place. And finally, at number 1, we have Mark Durason. Michael Sinterniklaas is probably one of my most favourite voice directors, as he always delivers a great English dub for any of the shows he directs, Berserk being one of his best. Mark delivered an almost flawless performance with a deep and manly voice which fits the character to a T. The transition from being quiet and relatable to full-on violent and badass. Mark fully immersed himself into the role to the point where he was Guts, therefore putting him at the top of my list. Hopefully one day if they decide to reboot the Black Swordsman arcs of Berserk, NYAV Post will buy back the license and bring back Mark and the rest of the original cast. If you like my content, make sure to like and subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and keep an eye out for more Berserk content.